All right, so it's 2026 and America still has an unaffordable housing problem, an unaffordable rent problem. We about to get straight into this video, but first, like it before you like it, hit the sub before you hit the bud, and join the team before you hit the green. And don't forget
Hype me up, hype me up, hype me up.
So this month my rent went up, and obviously every year the rent goes up. We all know about the annual rent increase. However, this time is a little different because the increase was way more than it was before, and it's just frustrating because, like, where do they expect us to just get this extra money from? And it's like every year my rent is going up, but I'm not seeing any improvements to my unit. I'm not getting new appliances. I'm not getting any sort of updates in my apartment. I mean, there's a laundry room in the basement of our apartment. I don't even see that being updated. None of the common areas are updated, and I think that's what frustrates me the most, is like not even reaping any sort of benefits from these increases. And because of the increase, I decided I wasn't signing another 12-month lease because the apartment is not worth the new price I'd be paying for it. I know I could find another apartment that's way less money, but like, why do these landlords feel the need to increase the rent and by so much money? Like, the small increases are not that big of a deal, but when the increase is like hundreds of dollars more,
that don't make sense.
It's insane. Like, how do they expect us to pay that? Where do they expect this extra money to come from? Like, are we just supposed to pull it out of thin air? Just make it magically appear, hundreds of extra dollars that we can put towards rent?
Have landlords lost their minds? My roommate moved out a few months ago, so I currently live in a 2-bed, 2-bath by myself. And the price that I am paying for rent for a 2-bed, 2-bath with 2 parking spaces is the same amount of money I would be paying for a studio in Los Angeles, California.
Man,
I feel like our whole perspective is warped because I hear people talking about, oh, I found a studio for $2,000. What a good deal. I just can't even process what is happening with rent costs in LA and also around the whole country. How is anybody affording rent? How?
This is for Greystar Management and Greystar Management only. I just got my lease renewal and you had the nerve to raise my rent almost $500.
$40? Like your boy or your girl from Baby Boy, bro.
I've had this apartment for less than a year and look what I've done to it. I am a good tenant. I pay my rent on time. I swear all management companies are the same. Like, how is this even legal? I return lost heirlooms to families, and I can safely say if I ever find an heirloom belonging to someone who works at Greystar, I will not return that item out of spite. I know that's not much of a threat, but that's all I got. I guess it's time to start searching for a new apartment.
So I just saw someone talking about how much rent has increased in the past few years. Let me tell you something absolutely ridiculous. So we have lived in the same apartment for 9 years now. When we moved in 9 years ago, our rent was $550 a month. Now, in 2024, after yearly increases every single year, we pay $1,200 a month. $1,200. And guess how many updates we've gotten in this apartment?
0.
Oh, wait. None. Same carpets, same appliances, same cabinets, same everything.
You need to go tell them, look, before I sign a new lease, y'all need to come and clean these carpets, do something with the cabinets, because guess what? When you move out, they have to do it anyway. So go ahead on and do it for me.
Now, the new apartments, well, the up-and-coming renting ones, those get upgrades. Those get all new flooring, paint, cabinets, carpet, everything. But they won't do anything for us unless we move out. But, they would let us move into a renovated apartment, but we have to pay like $200 to do that. Plus move all our stuff. Like, I don't understand. Make it make sense.
Yeah, I know that this conversation has been going on quite a bit lately, but these apartments, how is anybody supposed to afford to have a roof over their heads? I went on the website to see what the rate would be if I were moving into these apartments today, into the same unit that I have. Our apartment is 900 plus square feet, and they are charging these people $1,500 right now if they walk in the door for this. Our lease is up in October, and I'm 100% sure our rent is going to go up. And I'm also 100% sure that we'll be moving, because how is anybody supposed to survive? How is anybody supposed to afford to live
Y'all want to know what's so crazy to me? The fact that for a 1-bedroom, the cost of it in New Jersey is roughly $2,500 is crazy. It's literally crazy.
Y'all should see where I live, and my shit like $500 cheaper than that. I got a nice ass spot. What the hell for a 1-bedroom? Are you crazy? New Jersey gotta chill.
Remember, rent for a 1-bedroom was roughly like around $1,000. And that was only like 7 years ago. How did we get to the fact that a 1-bedroom, the cost of the rent is roughly $2,500?
Wow.
This is crazy. So
That's
for
Harley
those of
Quinn
you
for
that
you.
have rent that's cheap, or you have some type of low income, affordable income, any type of housing, assisted, subsidized housing, be thankful. Be thankful. And I am not knocking y'all. And to the people that is knocking y'all, they're mad.
Hot take, but I don't know how these apartment complexes are justifying their rent prices. I have to renew my lease or move soon, and this apartment hunt is honestly extremely stressful. I'm even looking at apartments that I used to live at years ago, and the prices are even higher, and they're not even upgraded. They're the same kind of renter quality. Like, at least if you're going to increase the rent so dramatically, please make dramatic changes, because it's not justified.
But they don't save money and profit when they do that. That don't make sense. They gotta, pass the cost down to you from a business standpoint. They looking out for themselves. They don't care about the tenants.
Kind of ties into the economy right now and how prices are going up for literally everything, but income and salaries are not.
How are we supposed to buy a house when my rent is going up another $195 a month? It has gone up $720 in 4 years for the same place that I live in. $8,640 a year more for the same place I lived in 4 years ago. I'm sorry, property taxes are not going up that much that landlords are charging that much more. We have to stop blaming the economy, the government, the president. It is greedy people taking more profits in. When people tell you, just move somewhere else, why would I move to another state that's cheaper? Why should I have to uproot my family, lose my career, just to afford to live somewhere? You're implying people who live in where I live now don't deserve a fair shot at cost of living. And places with cheaper rent pay lower salaries. That's how this whole thing works for the most part. And my girlfriend's a teacher. Like, if she moves to a state with a cheaper cost of living, she might not even have a pension or her benefits anymore. Instead of telling the middle class to keep, looking somewhere cheaper, why don't you all align together and get people out of control that are doing this to us? You are always closer to being homeless than you are to being rich. Like, everyone just assumes one day they're going to get rich. And that's why they don't stand up for people just like them in the struggle right now. If not for the raise I got 4 years ago, I would be totally screwed. I don't even want a handout or help. I just want things to not be so crazy expensive every year. Like, go buy pizza from where I work. Go buy my merchandise. I don't know. Not a handout, just advertising.
So I'm in the middle of selling my...
He said something important though, bro. Like, ain't nobody even looking for no handout, really. Most Americans, we willing to work hard. You know what I'm saying? Put our head down and grind, lift ourselves up by the bootstraps. But man, just be reasonable, bro. Make things reasonably priced.
From where I
right now, and looking for apartments in and around the DMV area. And I'm not gonna lie, I was not prepared for the sticker shock of how much these apartments are going for these days, man. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, for context, we bought that house in 2021. We've been there for 5 going on 6 years now. And as a result of that, I was insulated from the inflation everybody else has been going through, because my cost of living has been fairly static last 5 years. Now, I'm seeing apartments, shoeboxes in the DMV area. Not even DC, I'm just talking about in the surrounding areas. And even in Baltimore, they want almost $2,200 for a shoebox, not even 700 square feet.
Lord.
Now, thankfully, I can afford it. I'm not going to like it, but I can make it work if need be. But I just found myself thinking, like, damn, if this is what everybody else is going through, it's no wonder everybody's struggling right now. Like, we are literally being squeezed on both ends. All these landlords and apartment communities are weaponizing the fact that the barrier for entry into home ownership is so high and impossible right now for most people, and are squeezing people for every dollar they got in their pocket right now. And it's crazy, because it was not always this way. I'm not even talking about back in the 2000s. I'm talking about as recently as like 2020. Before we bought this house, we was living in an apartment in Largo. We paid $1,500 for a luxury, 800 square foot apartment. That same apartment right now goes for $2,100, if not $2,200, right? And
hey, he ain't lying though. Shit was still normal in 20 yeah, for sure. 2019, 2020 shit was still normal, bruh. You know, I was in a spot right across from my daughter's school, man. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, you know. And That shit wasn't even $1,100, dog. That same spot today, bro, they gonna want 2 bands for that easily.
That's before parking, that's before utilities and everything else. Like, this shit is insane, bro. And it's like, how the fuck are young people supposed to get ahead? Young people just starting their careers, young people trying to get out their mama house, young people's trying to start a family. How the fuck are they supposed to get ahead?
You ain't getting out your mama house with
if they're not
prices.
even being given a chance to grow financially or to save. Like, how the fuck is that possible?
People are charging $1,000 a month to rent rooms in their home. $1,000 a month to rent a room. Bro, what the fuck we gonna do? The cost of living has gotten out of hand, and y'all buy a house, man. Everybody that I know that owns a house tells me don't buy no fucking house. They hate that shit.
Everybody dealing with their problems.
Property taxes going the fuck up, insurance going the fuck up, niggas having to fix roofs. Is that what it is? Having to fix their roof and shit. Everybody I know that got a goddamn house tell me don't buy no goddamn house. They say at least you call a maintenance man. But
hey, when you own the house, you can't call a maintenance man. You gotta call. Well, you have to call somebody because the bank ain't trying to hear nothing. You know, at least when you renting, you can call the people you're renting to, and they have to fix the issue.
What the fuck we gonna do about the rising cost of living? Because what you mean you charging people $1,000? You got 3 rooms in your house. You're charging them $1,000 for somebody to come live there.
Makes no sense.
This shit is sad. Like, my son gonna be an adult in the next couple of years. He's gonna graduate from high school and be an adult. And this is the world he has to live in? The fuck? I guess I need... shit is weird.
I just feel like y'all not mad enough about how much rent is for me. And then people say, oh, go buy a house. Well, yeah, buying a house makes sense. But if you're doing it on your own, when the damn roof go bad or the damn plumbing stops working or the HVAC stops, who y'all want me to call? Y'all want me to call y'all? Because I enjoy calling the maintenance man. But for these prices, I mean, I don't know. The hell?
Yo, the cost of living is ridiculous. So, you know, my lease is about to end and, you know, I'm apartment hunting, just looking around. And I haven't been apartment hunting in so long because I've been in my current place for about 2 years. And now that I'm looking, I'm like, oh, this is what they talking. I'm looking at 1 bedrooms for $2,000, $2,100, 2 bedrooms, $2,300. I would never pay that for an apartment. I will never. And I know a lot of people keep saying, you know, just get a house, get a house. It's not that simple, buddy. When you have a house, your base mortgage could be $1,600, but all the other stuff you got to pay on top of that, you're paying a lot more than that. I know people paying $2,600 for mortgage, $2,700 for a mortgage. No, I'm not doing that right now. And then you understand property taxes, OA fees,
this dude,
all that stuff that adds up. Having a house is not cheap. It's very expensive, and you need to be financially well off to have a house. And most people are not financially well off and they have houses and they're house poor. Facts. I don't want to be that person. Baby steps. Now, I'm thinking to myself, there's no way I'm paying that much for an apartment. But at this point, I have no choice. I had set up an apartment tour and God be speaking to me. I set up an apartment tour. I knew something was off because the prices were a little down there. This morning, that same apartment complex I set up a tour for, they said someone got shot and killed this morning.
Man, ain't no way. We're going to skip that spot.
Tour canceled. And my prayers go out to whoever the victim was. But yes, tour is canceled. I'm not about to go get an apartment someone just actively got killed at. So next option. At this point, it's looking like I might have to pay $2,100 for an apartment. I seen these one apartments. They were beautiful, gorgeous, in a good area. $2,200 for a 2-bedroom. I think not. I don't know what I'm going to do at this point. I have absolutely no clue what I'm going to do. I don't want to move to the hood. I don't want rats and roaches. I don't want shootouts, and I don't want my car getting broken into. I don't want to live in a nice area, but I'm damn near broke every paycheck paying for rent. I don't know what to do.
Eating sardines
I
every
really
night.
don't. I don't want to stay in my current apartments because now people are starting to catch on to how low the price is, and now it's starting to become ghetto. So I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I have no idea. And this whole hustle, I'm not with the hustle culture. Life is too short for that. I don't feel like hustling. People talk about you sleep when you die. I don't got time for that. I want to live a good life here. I want it to be peaceful. I want it to be stress-free. Yeah, I want life to be stress-free. I don't got time to be grinding to the point where I can't enjoy life. I don't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? People, you retired at 67? No, I don't got time for that. I'm 35. I'm tired of the grinding. I'm not trying to live a difficult life. I'm trying to live a easy life. I don't care what none of y'all say. All that hustle bustle, all this stuff, American culture, y'all got it. I'm tired. I'm tired of doing that. I don't want to just work. No, I'm looking for a way out. I'm looking for something different. I might have to just move out of this country at this point, but yeah, I'm done.
Shit, if you ain't got no kids and none of that stuff, bro, moving out the country, not a bad idea, bro, at all.
Is America continuing to build all these ridiculous ass apartment complexes, but charging almost $3,000 for one bedroom? Yeah. And who in the hell are affording to move into these ridiculously high, overpriced, expensive apartments?
Yeah, you would think that the fact that they build in so many apartments that it would, increase the supply, therefore decrease the demand. Doesn't seem to be happening.
The national average salary is like $55,000, something like that. I'm not the best at math, but 56,000 divided by 12 is like $4.6 thousand a month. That's like 75% of your check gone if you're paying $3,000 a month for an apartment. Not to mention you got food, you got electricity bill, got car payment, car insurance, gas. You like to go shopping, get new clothes. God forbid you need a haircut every 2 weeks or you got to get your hair done. And God forbid you have fucking kids' mouths to feed. That's even double. The average income earner cannot afford these overpriced ass apartments. So who the fuck are they building these apartment complexes for? And what makes it even more hilarious, every single fucking year, these greedy ass landlords continue to increase the rent. So pretty soon, if you haven't already, we're going to be seeing $4,000, $5,000 a month apartment complex prices. And my question is, why do they keep getting away with this? How, as we as a people have not gone up there with pitchforks, knives, and any type of weapon that we can find to put an end to this madness? We are literally allowing them to run our pockets fucking dry. What happened to America? We used to protest way back then. The minute taxes went over 2%. Now we are getting taxed damn near half, if not more than half our fucking money. Rent is out of control. Housing prices are out of control. Mortgage is out of control. Every single bill known to man is completely out of fucking control. And all we do is we go on TikTok, we bitch moan, we complain, and then the next day we get up, we go to work, and we pay that overpriced ass rent. Why, as we as a people have not done anything about this? Because we have not revolted. Us not revolting means that these landlords will continue to increase the rent every single year. Us not revolting means that these developers will continue to buy up a whole bunch of land, knock down these trees, and build overpriced ass apartment complex on top of apartment complex on top of apartment complex. Us not revolting will lead to housing prices continue to skyrocket, mortgage rates continue to skyrocket, and everything else known to man to live continue to skyrocket. As much as this problem is corporate greed, another half of this problem is us not fucking revolting and taking a stand against these corrupt, greedy motherfuckers.
You gotta remember too, you gotta place the blame on the government because they allow these greedy corporations to fuck over us, bro. Like, America makes no sense, dog. If you really think about it from a financial standpoint, they're the most financially illiterate entity in the world. If you think about it, because think about it. In a fiscal year, America may bring in maybe $5 trillion in taxes, but then they have to borrow an additional $2+ trillion every single year, which is a deficit. And every year that deficit gets bigger and bigger. But you would think to yourself, let's stop kicking the can down the road and build out an infrastructure that decreases that deficit. Stop allowing these corporations to mess over Americans and pay us less, then we can pay more into taxes because everybody would have jobs and have better income for the first time. And we could definitely use what's the word I'm looking for? They need to just start over from scratch, dog. Like, we owe so much money in debt. Like, the interest payments alone are going to exceed the military budget. That don't make no sense. That'll be like you and me bringing in $50K a year, but we always spend $70K a year. But then we don't do nothing to kind of fix that problem either. We just continue to just, let it happen. It makes no sense. Other countries don't rock like that. Like, if you look at a country like China, bro, like that wouldn't happen over there because they control the corporations. The corporations just can't do whatever they want, man. You got to go through the government first, straight up. They looking out for the Chinese people. Not really, but man, I don't know what to say at this point, bro. It's just, we cooked, dog. Hey, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. This shit crazy.